High school soccer fans, hello and welcome. We are excited to bring you this match between the Sacred Heart Gremlins and the New Heights Cougars. We are just about 15 minutes away from kickoff. We have a little pregame here we'll go through, tell you a little bit about the teams, how we got here, what to expect in tonight's match, or this afternoon's match, I should say. Beautiful day today. It's going to be about 68 degrees at kickoff, slight breeze, gusts up to 20 miles an hour, but steady at around 5 miles per hour. So nice day for soccer. Obviously, this state quarterfinal is a matchup between two district champions, so you got to be good enough to get here for starters. So this is the test of the final 8. The winner will advance to the Final Four in St. Louis. It's going to be played this year at Lindenwood University, a change due to some flooding at the Worldwide Soccer Park that traditionally hosts. So exciting opportunity for the boys to get to play at Lindenwood University, whoever advances. The tournament will be on Wednesday and Thursday for the Class 1 semifinal and finals. Up on the screen here, you can see this is the final Class 1 boys power ranking of the season. The 5 number 1 seeds, or the top 5 teams, all were number 1 seeds, and they advanced to the quarterfinal game. See, 6 and 7 were 2 seeds, but had to face off against 1 seeds that knocked them out. The 8th seed is Sacred Heart. They're in District 5. You can see down below Lamonte, or Lamont, however you say that, is it was the number 2 seed in that district, and Sacred Heart beat them to advance. 9 and 10 obviously were eliminated, you can see, and New Heights was the 11th ranked team in the class. They were the only number 2 seed to advance out of districts. They beat Greenwood, that was ranked just below them, and then the final team there is the 13 ranked team Crocker. Crocker came out of District 4. Let's take a look at the matchup between these two teams. The Sacred Heart Gremlins are 17 and 9 on the year. You can see their goal differential here. They average 2.8 goals a game, average only giving up 1.2 goals a game. See, the Cougars over here are 12 and 12 on the year. They have 3.8 goals a game, but have given up 2.3. Let's take a look at their squads in their entirety. New Heights Cougars, the 2024 team, they showcase 6 seniors. You can see the front line is a group of seniors. Sacred Heart School, they also have a selection of seniors. This is pure Class 1 soccer. There's several freshmen that will start on both teams. Of course, both teams are made up of solid seniors. Looking at the last 10, this tells a little bit different story than the overall record. The Cougars have gone 9 and 1 over their last 10 games. You can see in that period they've really dominated several games where they've mercy ruled the opponent. And then this Greenwood game was their district championship game where they were able to defeat Greenwood 3-1. Looking at Sacred Heart's last 10, you can see here we have a little bit different story from Sacred Heart. That a lot of this has to do with just the schedule that you have. 6 and 4 over the last 10 games, but they have Helias Catholic on there, which is a perennial powerhouse. St. Paul Lutheran lost 2-1. Southern Boone and Fatima were losses for them. The Sacred Heart School won the Class 1 District 5 championship by beating Smithton 3-1 and then Stover 3-0. Here's a look at the state bracket. This is the quarterfinal round, Sacred Heart versus New Heights Christian Academy. You can see all 4 games will be today, and as you can see on the bracket here, the winner advances to play on November 20th, which is Wednesday. This game will be played at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, which is slightly inconvenient, but still an exciting opportunity nonetheless. Okay, let's take a look at the history of Sacred Heart School. So interesting to note about Sacred Heart, they were kind of victims of the private school reclassification that occurred in 2020 when they tried to create. MSHA has tried to create more parity among the classes, and so they took championship points and evaluated those for how they would classify the class that you belong to. So Sacred Heart has a long history of success in Class 1. You can see here these last 2014, 15, 16, 17, they were third, and second, respectively. Then 2020 came and they got reclassified to Class 3, which obviously is a big step. They eventually aged out of that 2017 second place finish and dropped down to Class 2. Actually, last year they were Class 2 and won the district, but that wasn't enough points to keep them up in Class 2, so they've dropped back down to Class 1 this season. Here's a look at the state championship finishes for the Cougars. The Cougars finished fourth 3 consecutive years back in 02, 03, 04. You can actually see on my table, my desk here, you can see the three district championships plaques, 2002, 2003, 2004, and then the most recent 23 and 24 plaques. What's even more interesting about that record for the Cougars is in 2002 they actually beat Sacred Heart to advance to the Final Four. In 2003 they also beat Sacred Heart to advance. So it's been a while since the Cougars have been here. They of course made it here last year to play Maryville. Didn't advance to the Final Four, but the 2 of the 3 times they've made it to the Final Four, they played Sacred Heart. The third year, 2004, they actually took on Missouri Military Academy, who is in the quarterfinals again this year. Anyway, I thought that was interesting to note that these 2 have played 4 meaningful games, but it's been quite a while. It's been 20 years since they've matched up. There's a look at a graphic of the Cougars. One of the starters, Kason Hamlin, is missing from this graphic. Hamlin, of course, is an important part of the team, but was missing for picture day, so it didn't make it on this graphic. Let's take a look at a little bit of a few of the key players for the Cougars. Michael Perigin is the attacking mid, first team All-State last season, likely to get those credentials again this year. 29 goals and 20 assists for Michael Perigin this season. Perigin runs. What you'll note about Michael Perigin in the attack is that he's relentless. He's attacking mid, but will also work box to box all the way back on defense, and relentless pressure, tireless player, cross-country runner, finished 3rd in state this season in cross-country the day after the district semifinal game. Another player to note is Hudson Clevenger. Clevenger has had a huge season for the Cougars this year. Last year recorded 14 goals. This year 26 goals and 23 assists, playing that number 9, and also we would call it a false 9 at times, as he works back to the ball to connect to Perigin in a 1-2 attack through the middle. These are 2 players to watch. Hudson Clevenger had a hat trick for the Cougars in the Greenwood game. In fact, let's just take a moment here to take a look at the highlights of those goals from the Greenwood game on Monday.
Plays it into the attack. Clevenger's on the chase into the box. Clevenger one touch, and the Cougars score the first goal. And roll for the Blue Jays. Perigin spinning ball in. Clevenger scores it. And the Cougars Back to Nicholson. Nicholson is space and time. Persian deflects, tries to bench Schumacher. Schumacher pokes through. Ritchie can't handle it. Clevenger on the chase. Clevenger gets there first, makes a touch. Clevenger with a shot, and the goal, and the Cougars take the 3-1 lead.
Okay, back in the booth here. Obviously, those were exciting goals for the Cougars. Hudson Clevenger converted on all three different players assisted. Liam Nelson, another key player for the Cougars tonight. Liam has been a real good presence on the wing for the Cougars this year, scoring 14 goals, assisting on 5. But Liam is also a excellent center back, and so the choice is always tough to decide if we're going to commit to the attack, add Liam up top, or put him back as the center back to limit opportunities from the defense. Liam played center back in the second half of the semifinal game against Lakeway, and then he played center back the whole game against Greenwood. I assume he will be playing center back today to at least start out. You'll see Liam Nelson, if the Cougars need a goal, you might see him push up, but he can, as you see in that highlight, he can create opportunities from the center back position. Another player to watch, Ben Schumacher. He's a junior, has 10 goals and 19 assists on the season. Schumacher coming off an all-district season a year ago. He's going to play more of a defensive mid position, attacks with Peregrine, and has contributed on goals in a defensive, in a attack when the whole team's in the box as opposed to so much in transition. Rush Stewart, the keeper, 112 saves on the year and 8 clean sheets. Stewart, a sophomore, second time making it to the state quarterfinal. All right, they are going through the pregame introductions. Let's take a look at the Sacred Heart lineup. I believe Sacred Heart will come out in a 3-2-3-2, or maybe they'll call it a 3-5-2. But it looks like they commit to Max Van Leer as the center back, and then have the left and right center backs as Cash Connerty and Diego De Leon. Logan Howell and Anthony Sierra as the defensive mids. Colt Canardi, brothers of Cash, working the left side together. They're both freshmen. Josh Pacheco in the attacking mid position, and Ramses Rivero Montoya on the right side. Gabriel Malacare and Giovanni Cardenas are in the attack for the Sacred Heart Gremlins. Take a look at the starting 11 for the Cougars. We believe Nixon Meningus will play that right fullback position, so Liam Nelson can tuck in. We'll see The change could be that Meningus goes into center back, pushing Liam up to the right wing and putting Bennett Thomas back at fullback. We'll see that switch. Gavin Doles, the senior center back, has been a staple of the back for the Cougars this season. Max Anreder, the left fullback. The brothers Ben Schumacher and Brandon Schumacher as the defensive mid, and Michael Perigin in the attacking mid. Kason Hamlin on the left wing as the left attacking mid, and Hudson Clevenger up top for the Cougars. Bennett Thomas on the right attacking mid. All right, we got our pregame handshake, and we are about ready to take the kickoff. Cougars are on the left side of the field going left to right. That is in the direction of north to south. Cougars have the opening kick. Hudson Clevenger up top for the Cougars will take the ball to start. All right, that's the whistle, and we're underway. State quarterfinal, Class 1, District 5 against District 6. Ball in the middle of the field. Perigin gets a touch, can't control, poked away. Brandon Schumacher comes in. That's number 7, Cardenas. Number 11 in the middle of the field, Pacheco. Plays it over to the near side into possession. Played wide to number 7, Cardenas. Penardi plays it ahead. Ball stays in play. Perigin plays it back into the middle, headed out of play by number 13. That's the senior center back, the junior center back, Max Van Leer. Bennett Thomas plays it down the line to Perigin. Perigin cuts it back across the box. Settled and cleared by the Gremlins. Into the middle of the field, Ben Schumacher wins it into a drop to Nelson. Nelson high into the air to the top of the box. Wind holds it up a little bit as Van Leer heads it away. Brandon Schumacher comes in for a header into possession for the Gremlins. Gavin Dole, nice job heading it down. Schumacher sends it back into the air. Bennett Thomas there, leaves it for Perigin. Perigin finds Hamlin on the run. Hamlin connects at the top of the box, looking for an option, leaves it for Clevenger. Clevenger takes the strike. And saved by the keeper, Xander Jackson. And the Cougars get the first attack of the game with a shot on goal. Jackson punts it away back into the middle of the field, touched by De Leon. Ball's loose in the center circle. Brandon Schumacher comes over to challenge, able to win into possession. Ball's loose as number 11, Pacheco, is able to steal it back. Back to Pacheco in the middle of the field. Perigin defending, played on the ground wide. That's number 1, Malakari. Malakari down to the far side, sent in over the top of the goal, and that'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. Each team has advanced the ball into the final third of the other opponent. Gavin Dole takes the goal kick into the center of the field. Hudson Clevenger fighting for position against number 14, Montoya. Back to Perigin. Perigin wins the battle, cuts it through. Perigin beating one defender out on the attack. Plays on the diagonal to Clevenger on the run. Clevenger trying to connect on the corner. Is able to keep it in. Clevenger looking to turn. Cuts it back into the box. Defended by number 13, Van Leer. And out of play, it will be a throw in on the corner for the Cougars. Hudson Clevenger over there to take the throw. Ball sent in. Cleared away by Pacheco. And another throw for the Cougars, still in the attacking third. Michael Perigin comes over to take the throw. Perigin looking to get it all the way into the box. Cleared away. Hamlin's there to settle. Looking to drop to Schumacher. Cleared away by Pacheco. Schumacher comes in on the challenge on Malakari and draws the foul. It'll be a free kick for the Gremlins. A little confusion on the spot. Van Leer will take the free kick for the Gremlins. Ball sent into the far side. Good header by Anreder down into possession for Hamlin. Gets to Perigin. Perigin plays it through for Hamlin on the far side. Good ball up to Hamlin in stride. Being defended by the Gremlins. That's number 12, Howell. Logan Howell over there clears it away. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Ball back into play to Ben Schumacher. Ben up to Perigin cutting across. Perigin takes the strike near post. And saved by by Jackson. And it'll be a punt away for the Gremlins. Back into the middle of the field. Bounces over the first line. Nelson trying to shield and decides to clear it away. Good touch by Anreder to clear it out of the dangerous area. Number 7, Cardenas. Over to 14, that's Montoya. Across the field, Hamlin touches back to Perigin, stolen away by Pacheco. Into the corner. Gremlins can't control. It's out of play. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Anreder takes the throw down the far sideline. Into number 21, Sierra. Clipped across the middle to Cardenas. Played back into the drop, and Carnardi tried to play it in, but too far off the mark, and it'll be a throw for the Cougars. Meningas takes the throw, and Brandon Schumacher draws the foul. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Perigin takes the driving ball over the top. Clevenger's there, headed into the air, into the attack for Clevenger. Clevenger heads it forward, and saved by Jackson. And the Cougars already with 3 shots on goal. Jackson punts it back to the middle. Perigin tries to win it down with his chest. Into Montoya. In the center circle to the near side. Meningas defending is able to get Cardenas off the sideline. Will be a throw for the Cougars. Meningas into Perigin off his back. Perigin is able to turn into possession. Chips it over the top for Clevenger on the run. Being defended by Van Leer. Clevenger touches it off of Van Leer. Van Leer and Clevenger. Clevenger takes the shot. And another opportunity for Hudson Clevenger. Jackson there to make the save. Jackson top spinning ball to the circle. Brandon Schumacher gets a touch up. Cleared away by the Gremlins. Into the middle. Perigin's there. Perigin wins possession. Montoya is able to step in to steal. Cardenas into the middle. Brandon Schumacher's there to possess. Plays it through to Perigin. Perigin tries to settle the ball in the air. Stolen back by Pachinko. Over to the far side, that's Colt Canardi. Ben Schumacher steals it for Perigin. Perigin plays it through again for Clevenger. This time too short. Van Leer steps and wins the ball. Ball over to the near side for Cardenas. Cardenas down the line to connect for number 1, Malakare. Dole's there to clear it away on the attack, and it'll be a throw for the Gremlins in the attacking third. Number 20, De Leon, was there on the diagonal run. Malakare there to take the throw. Into Pacheco. Nelson able to win it on the ground. Loses it into the attack. Malakari's there, but Meningas clears. Brandon Schumacher comes in, wins the ball, and gets called for the foul. It'll be a free kick Free kick for the Gremlins in a dangerous spot. Four-man wall set up for the Cougars. Number 11, Pacheco, there to take the kick. Hits into the wall and knocked away. It will be a throw-in for the Gremlins. Joshua Pacheco, the senior midfielder, number 11. Inbound to number 7, Cardenas. Stolen by Meningus. Meningus plays it down the line out of play. And it'll be a reset for the Gremlins. Cash Canardi, the freshman defender for the Gremlins, there to take the throw. Ball into Pacheco, tried to touch it back to De Leon, but out of play. Perigin quickly out to Clevenger. Clevenger cutting it back into the middle, into possession, over to Ben Schumacher with space in the center circle. Plays it through to Perigin, clipped away by number 14, Montoya. All the way over to the far side, Hamlin defending on number 6, Colt Canardi. Anredder steps up, gets a touch back to Pacheco. Pacheco covering a lot of ground. As Anredder steps in and deflects, it'll be a throw for the Gremlins. They do have a sub at the line, and ref's finally going to notice it and allow the sub. Number 20, De Leon, subbing out as number 3, Mason Trelo, makes his first appearance of the match. Ball back into play. Played on the ground. That's going to roll all the way down to the end line. Goal kick for the Cougars. Dole takes the kick. Gremlins touch into an attack. Gavin Dole comes in to win it back. Plays it to the near side for Thomas. Bennett Thomas plays it wide for Clevenger. Clevenger, actually that spun back to the middle, and De Leon was there to clear it away. Ben Schumacher in the middle of the field. Draws the foul. Will be a free kick for the Cougars. Liam Nelson wants the free kick. Left-footed center back. Plays it up ahead. Michael Perigin gets the first touch. Montoya defending. Played through to Clevenger. Clevenger at the top. Takes the shot fake and goes wide of the frame. Goal kick for the Gremlins. Xander Jackson back to take the goal kick, the senior goalkeeper. Ball over the first line, touched by number 1, Malakare. Meningus plays it back to the middle. Perigin there fighting for a touch. Perigin's able to get into possession. Cuts it back into a move to the attack. Perigin with space in front. Perigin out on the attack, still on the ball. To the top, takes the shot, far post. And Jackson's there to make another save. Xander Jackson, 4th save of the game. Xander Jackson punts it away again to the center circle. Number 3, Trelo, and Ben Schumacher challenged for the ball. And foul called on Trelo. May have been a handball, actually. It would be a free kick for the Cougars. Michael Perigin driving ball over the top. Clevenger's there. De Leon heads it into the air. Headed away by the Gremlins. Clevenger chases over for it on the sideline. Clevenger trying to win it down into possession. Cuts it back across the middle. Clevenger takes the strike near post, and Jackson's there to make the easy scoop-up save. Jackson top spinning ball. Malakari first to touch. Ball in the middle. Ben Schumacher tries to settle. Gets it back to Dole. Dole high into the air. Clevenger and Thomas there. Being defended by number 4, Cash Canardi. Back to Perigin. Perigin steals. Plays it through off of Canardi's leg and out of bounds throwing for the Cougars. Perigin, big throw up to Ben Schumacher at the top. Schumacher tries to touch ahead, clipped away by Pacheco. Over to number 6, Colt Canardi. Canardi plays it wide, out of play, and a couple more subs at the line for the Gremlins. The Cougars have the throw. Max Anreder takes the throw in down the line. Headed away by number 12, Howell. Will be another throw for the Cougars on the far side. Ben Schumacher takes the throw up to Perigin. Colt Canardi on the ball. Perigin steals. Perigin across, takes the shot over the goal. And that will be a chance for the subs to come in for the Gremlins. Number 21, Sierra, is out for number 20, De Leon. And number 15, Jaden Pruitt, the midfield freshman, subs in for his first appearance of the game. Another goal kick for the Gremlins. Ball over the first line. Meningus is there. Gets in touch with his knee, sends it back into the air. Over the top of De Leon. Hamlin there to get a touch. Perigin heads it back. That's number 12, Howell. Ben Schumacher heads it back. Perigin fighting for possession. Perigin gets tripped and draws the foul. And it'll be another free kick for the Cougars. 4th foul of the game on the Gremlins. Ben Schumacher takes the spinning ball in. All the way in and bounces for Xander Jackson to pick up in the box. Xander Jackson punts it away. Big punt. Dole's there to receive the second bounce. Heads it into the air. Dole heads it back to the keeper, Stewart. And good play by Gavin Dole. Patience on the ball. Stewart punts it back in the middle. Bounces over to Clevenger. Clevenger touches wide, looking for Thomas on the run. Clevenger trying to keep it in on the sideline. Loses out of play. It's a throw for the Gremlins. Ball thrown in short. Pacheco and Perigin challenging. Pacheco trying to find space. Thomas comes in and deflects. Pacheco back to the ball. Perigin wins it. Perigin out on the attack. Number 20, De Leon coming from behind. Number 4, Canardi defending. And out the end line, it will be a corner kick for the Cougars. First corner of the game for either team. Ben Schumacher over to take it. Low ball in. Clevenger tries to get touched. Perigin on the follow, and the Cougars have the first goal of the game. Cougars take the 1-0 lead. See if we can take a look back at that goal by the Cougars. Clevenger lets it run. Looked like a design play as Clevenger runs in, lets it run past. Perigin comes on the backside and finds the back of the net. All right, back to the restart of play. Gremlins played over the top all the way down the end line, and it's out of play. It'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. Gavin Dole takes the restart all the way to the center. Number 13, Van Leer, heads it down. Brandon Schumacher plays it into the air. Cash Canardi heads it away. Perigin's there. Falls to Thomas. Thomas cuts it back, being defended by number 7, Cardenas. Thomas all the way back to Meningus. Meningus high into the air. Wind holding it up. Perigin there tries to keep it in, and it's out of play. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins. Number 15, Jaden Pruitt there to take the throw. Whistle stops the action as the ball rolled back into play. All right, now we're ready to go. Jaden Pruitt takes the throw short to number 20, De Leon. Clevenger comes back to challenge. Ball played across the middle, number 13, Max Van Leer. Hamlin comes in to challenge on the far side, and it's out of play. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Hamlin tried to take that throw in, but was too far up. They're going to reset. And right there to take the throw down the line. Up to Perigin. Perigin gets the turn into possession, chips it over the top. Perigin out on the attack, settles it down. Cuts it back. Perigin with a shot. And the Cougars are up 2-0. Michael Perigin with the second goal of the night, of the day, I should say. Perigin, just a one-on-one battle, chips it over. Clever move as he wins it down with his shoulder, cuts it back, and finds the near post for the goal. Back to the restart of play. Cougars leading 2-0. Perigin wins the ball but gets called for the push. And it's a foul on Perigin. Free kick for the Gremlins. Ball played over the top all the way to the keeper, Stewart. Stewart's able to win it easily, and he'll possess as the Cougars reset. Stewart punts it high into the air. Thomas gets the touchdown. Number 20, De Leon, plays it wide. That's number 7, Cardenas. Cardenas and Clevenger challenge for the ball. Number 15, Pruitt, sends it back into the middle. Brandon Schumacher there on the challenge with Malakare. Schumacher draws the foul. And it'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Perigin takes the driving ball to the far side. Hamlin's there to win it down, leaves it for Clevenger. Clevenger tries to cut it back, well defended by number 12, Howell. Ben Schumacher comes into the attack. Schumacher still on the ball on the far side. Drops it back to Hamlin. Hamlin lets it run. Looking to switch it across the field for Brandon Schumacher. Brandon Schumacher into the middle for Perigin. Perigin clips it to Clevenger. Clevenger cuts it back for Perigin. Perigin in the attack and sends it over the goal. And another nice opportunity for the Cougars. It'll be a goal kick for the Gremlins. Ball in the middle of the field, touched by Clevenger. Inbound for the Gremlins on the near side. Ball back into the middle. Schumacher gets called for the foul. Kind of unlucky. They're going to stop the clock. Fourth foul of the game on the Cougars. Number 20, De Leon, takes the kick. Dole's there, lets it run, and Stewart makes the save. That will be recorded as the first shot on goal for the Gremlins. Ball back to the middle. Brandon Schumacher tries to get a touch, clips it away to the far side. Challenge for the ball with Anredder and number 14, Montoya. Montoya plays in the middle. Nelson sweeps it away. That ball is going to stay in play as the Gremlins get over to it. That's Van Leer. Down the line for number 3, Trelo. Trelo can't keep it in. It's a throw for the Cougars. Under 19 to play here in the first half. Cougars lead 2-0. Number 20, Diego De Leon, gets called for the foul. Be a free kick for the Cougars. Quick restart on the ground. Max Van Leer plays it back into the middle of the field. Number 15, Pruitt, plays it to the near side. but nobody's there to connect. It's out of play, throwing for the Cougars. Bennett Thomas throwing down the line. Cardenas back into the middle for Pacheco. Pacheco has time, turns around, finds Cardenas, connected to De Leon. Switch of the field. That was Montoya. On the far side, challenge for the ball as Trelo and Anredder challenge. Out of play on the Cougars. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins. Another sub in the game for the Gremlins. Ball back to the middle, won by Ben Schumacher, chipped up to Clevenger. Clevenger settles it with his chest, makes a nice move. Player down for the Gremlins. Perigin comes in on the challenge, deflected by Carson Bench. Cardenas plays it to the far side. Ben Schumacher's there to win possession. Tries to play it down the line, swept away by the Gremlins. Number 3, Trelo, touches it wide. Ben Schumacher comes back to win it. Schumacher on Montoya. Up to Perigin. Perigin into the attack for Clevenger. And Xander Jackson, nice job stepping up to the top of the box to get that before Clevenger can get there on the challenge. Jackson, big punt back into the middle over the first line. Dole's there. Dole will have to let it run all the way into the box for Stewart. It is a decent win going to the north. That's the direction the Gremlins are going in this first half. Perigin comes in, deflects. Ben Schumacher plays it into the air. Jaden Pruitt heads it forward. Nelson heads it away over to the far side. Hamlin comes in to challenge. Number 14, Montoya, wins it down into possession for the Gremlins. Van Leer plays it wide. Advantage called as the Gremlins send it in. Number 1, Malakari is able to get to the ball. Dole clears it to the corner, and that'll be the first corner kick of the game for the Gremlins. Two players over there for the Gremlins. All sent in. Anredder's able to chip it away to the top of the box. Played back into the air by Montoya. Headed away by Meningus. Pruitt's there to settle. Plays it wide to Malakare. And Brandon Schumacher gets called for the hold. It'll be a free kick for the Gremlins. I'm not sure why he would have held there, but that's a dangerous spot to give up a free kick. Pacheco there to take the free kick. Ball in over the top of the goal. Dangerous ball that goes right over the top. It'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. Dole touches it short for Perigin to restart play. Perigin driving ball over the top to Clevenger. Wynn really holding up the ball. Clevenger gets the touch. Leaves it for Bennett Thomas, his cousin. Thomas over the top for Clevenger on the run. Number 4, Canardi is there to defend. Canardi touches it in the air. Clevenger challenging. Clevenger chips it up and out of play, and that's a goal kick for the Gremlins. Back to the action. Xander Jackson plays it up ahead. Heavy touch by number 1, Malakari. Into possession for the Gremlins. Cleared away by Liam Nelson. Van Leer sends it on the ground up to Pacheco. Pacheco chips it wide to the far side. Anredder comes up to challenge on number 14, Montoya. Ben Schumacher there is able to win the ball. Schumacher trying to fight through traffic. Number 12, Howell and Michael Perigin challenge for the ball, and out on Pearrygin, throw for the Gremlins. Ball into the middle, touched by Pearrygin. That's out of play. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins on the far side. Subs coming in the game for the Gremlins. Restart a play. Ball up to Malakare. Anrider gets called for the push. And it's another free kick in a dangerous spot for the Gremlins. Pacheco over to take the free kick. I'm sorry, that's not Pacheco. Let's see, that is Montoya on the far side to take the kick. Montoya's asking for space. Three-man wall for the Cougars. It's Hamlin, Hamlin, Anrider, and Schumacher, Ben Schumacher on the wall. Gremlins have 6 players in the box. Ball sent in. Thomas gets a chip away. Ball's loose. Still in trouble. Meningas tries to clear it. Still in trouble. Nelson heads it away. Back in. Thomas on the run. Clips it back to Pearrygin. Pearrigin's able to get out. Pruitt chips it back in. Schumacher comes into play as Trelo touches it wide. Montoya chips it back into the top. Dole heads it away into the end line, and it'll be a corner kick for the Gremlins. Good opportunity there for the Gremlins. As you look at this on replay, just couldn't get enough on it to get it to the goal. The Cougars fighting to try to get it out of there. Again, 2 players over for the corner for the Gremlins. Pearrygin there to Honor. Ball sent in. Ben Schumacher's able to get a clip away. Hamlin's there, gets a touch. Number 3, Trelo defending. And out of play, it's a throw for the Cougars. Actually, they're going to call a foul. That's the 7th foul of the half for the Gremlins. Pearrygin and Van Leer challenging for the ball. Gremlins are able to come down with it. Chipped into the air. Thomas there heads it forward. Played to the near side. Number 7, Cardenas chases for it. Can't keep it in. Throwing for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher there to take the throw. Plays it down the line. Sneaks through number 4, Cash Canardi. Up to Clevenger. Headed away by 15, Pruitt. And cheap foul on Clevenger. Be a free kick for the Gremlins. Xander Jackson there to take the free kick. Jackson sends the ball up ahead. Ball's loose. Nelson there to challenge with number 1, Malakari. Nixon Meningas gets a touch. And out of play by Meningas, throwing for the Gremlins. Good job by Nixon Meningas to take away the threat down the near sideline. Number 15, Jaden Pruitt takes the throw. Meningas heads it high into the air. Gabriel Malakari heads it forward. And good communication by the back line, Gavin Dole and Rush Stewart, as Stewart comes off his line to scoop up the loose ball. Stewart low ball bouncing over as Pacheco gets the first touch. Ben Schumacher challenging Pacheco up ahead. Nixon Meningas, good defense, and Dole's able to sweep it away. Cardenas back to the ball. Drop to number 12, Howell. Number 4, Cash Canardi plays it to the near side for Cardenas. Challenge in the air by Montoya and Dole. Montoya heads it to the far side. Dole touches. Montoya clips it back in. Back into possession. Anrider there to defend, and Dole sweeps it away. It will be a throw-in for the Gremlins on the far side. Another sub coming in the game for the Gremlins. Malacara subbing out. And it appears to be number 20, Diego De Leon back in the game for the Gremlins. Pearrygin takes the header or takes the throw in and sends it out the sideline. Be another throw in for the Gremlins. And Redder battles for the ball, clears it away. Jaden Pruitt there to settle. Plays it back to Howell. Howell into the middle for Pacheco. Pacheco back to the ball. Deflected by Perigin. Montoya connects back to the back line. All the way to the middle for Logan Howell. Howell switches the field. Cardenas there to win it down over to Cash Canardi. Back into the middle, and the Gremlins can't connect. It'll be a throw for the Cougars on the near side. Brandon Schumacher takes the throw to Clevenger. Chip back to Schumacher. Schumacher across the middle of the field for his brother Ben. Ben plays it out of the air. One down by Pruitt. Pruitt sends it high into the air. That should be an easy ball for Stewart to collect in the box. Stewart punts it back to the middle of the field, bounces. Clevenger and Pruitt challenge. Clevenger tracks back to win it. Being defended by Cardenas. And out of play, throw in for the Gremlins here on the near side. Diego De Leon there to take the throw. Plays it down. Number 3, Mason Trelo tries to win it down the line, but can't keep it in. Throw in for the Cougars. Meningus takes the throw to Clevenger. Kind of a dangerous spot for the throw. Pacheco gets to the ball, being defended by Perigin. Back to Cardenas. Schumacher and Thomas defending. Thomas into possession, chips it forward to Perigin. Perigin shielding, back to Thomas. Thomas chips it over the top. Cash Canardi there, plays it into the middle. Perigin tries to win it across the middle, stolen by Pacheco. Pacheco with space, plays it into the top. Anredder sweeps it away up to Hamlin. Hamlin looking to turn, makes it touch ahead, plays on the ground to Perigin. Perigin tries to chip through on number 12, Howell. Perigin's able to stay on the ball, plays it through to Clevenger at the top. Back to Perigin. Perigin at the top of the box, looking to make a move, gets through the first challenge. Perigin still fighting for the ball, clipped away by the Gremlins, and Perigin finally gets called for a foul. It will be a free kick for the Gremlins out of the defensive third. Xander Jackson, the senior goalkeeper, there to take the free kick for the Gremlins. Played to the near side for Cardenas. Into possession, up to De Leon. Perigin comes, deflects away. Pacheco there in the center circle. Pacheco has room in front, looking to switch the field. Perigin deflects, bouncing ball. Cardenas and Meningus there. Meningus wins it, plays it high into the air, and that's going to go out of play. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins. Quick throw in by Cash Canardi. Back to Cardenas. Cardenas plays it back into the middle for Logan Howell. Howell across to switch the field. That's Carson Bench on the far side. Played into Montoya. Back to Jaden Pruitt. Over to Bench. Drop back to number 13, Max Van Leer. Stolen by Perigin. Perigin looking for Clevenger on the run. Finds Clevenger one-on-one with Van Leer. Clevenger tries to make a touch ahead. Clevenger's able to get back to the ball. Leaves it for Thomas. Thomas on the carry. Chips it in on Van Leer. Still defending. And Van Leer's able to win the battle. Into possession. Played into the middle. Ben Schumacher comes back to challenge. Nelson chips it away. Brandon Schumacher there. Schumacher makes a fake. Still in possession and stolen away by the Gremlins. Howell into De Leon. De Leon, nice turn. Schumacher stays in front to defend. Over to Montoya on the far side. Chip back to Bench, back to Montoya. Hamlin chases back to help defend in front. Ball through to Pacheco. Pacheco chips it over to number 3, Trelo. Anredder plays it out the sideline to reset for the Cougars. Throw in for the Gremlins. Under 4 to play here in the first half. Cougars leading 2-0. Throw it back to the middle to Howell. Hamlin comes in to challenge. Hamlin sweeps it away to the near side, and that'll be a throw for the Gremlins on the near side. Canardi there to take the throw for the Gremlins as the Gremlins reset into position. Well played down the line. Meningas chips it away as Mason Trelo is there. Trelo setting for the throw. Plays it back to Pruitt. Pruitt and Schumacher challenge. Through to De Leon. Perigin steps in and chips it away. Ball all the way back to Van Leer on the back line for the Gremlins. Played to the far side for Montoya. Hamlin gets back in front to defend. Back to Van Leer on the back line. Van Leer into Pacheco on the pivot. Over to De Leon. De Leon carries wide to the far side, gets it to Montoya. Anredder steps up to defend. Back to the top for number 12, Howell. Ben Schumacher comes in, steals, places up to Clevenger. Clevenger needs it into the air. Van Leer in good position, heads it down. Back into the attack, goes through everybody. Brandon Schumacher finally gets a touch on it. Perigin plays it forward. Van Leer risks himself as Canardi kept Clevenger on side. Clevenger into the attack. Looks for Perigin on the run. Perigin at the top. Good save by Jackson. Hamlin comes back in. Pruitt slide tackles at the top to cut away the challenge. Pruitt and Hamlin there. Pruitt sends it over the top, and everyone's up front, so Dole will be able to let it roll all the way back into the box for Stewart to scoop up. We have an injury, actually. Yeah, Pruitt's down. I don't know if he's injured or just got the wind knocked out of him on that play. 1:40 left here in the first half. Good opportunity for the Cougars. Xander Jackson with a huge save. And we'll take a restart with a drop ball to the keeper. Rush Stewart in possession. Stewart punts it high into the air. Clevenger there gets the first touch. Chips it over the top for Thomas. Van Leer plays it to the far side, still on the ball. Thomas comes in and steals. That's Clevenger. Clevenger gets the Maradona, and it's cleared away by Cardenas. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Hudson Clevenger plays it to the top of the box. Van Leer rises up. Hamlin over as Montoya gets there into position and plays it down the line. That's still in play. Anredder chasing back. Trelo there, and Anredder just plays it out of play. A throw in for the Gremlins. Trelo hustles over to get to the ball. Just over 30 seconds left. Ben Schumacher there heads it into the air and volleys it away to Hamlin. Hamlin leaves it for Perigin. Perigin sweeps in to clear it. Number 6, Colt Canardi into possession. Played through. Ben Schumacher's there to win it and clears it away again. Runs through Van Leer. Under 20 seconds to play here in the first half. Jackson plays it back ahead to the near side for Cardenas. Meningas plays it up the sideline. Countdown. And that will do it for the first half. After 40 minutes of play, the Cougars lead 2-0. All right, we'll take a halftime break here. 10 minutes on the halftime clock. We'll send you through a first half recap and be back for the start of the second half. All right, we are back here in the halftime studio. We got about 2 minutes left before halftime, or before the start of the second half. But the both teams are back on the field, so we may end up starting a little early. Wanted to give you a heads up that that we may be a little bit ahead of schedule here. The the uh, the Gremlins are in their huddle. Actually, both teams have now gone into their huddle, but the refs aren't on the field yet, so I don't think we can start without refs. So we'll see what happens. But good first half for the Cougars. Let's see, we have some stats here to look at. Uh, each team just had one corner. Of course, the Cougars converted on that corner. Ben Schumacher put that low ball in. That low ball in that Hudson Clevenger let run, and Perigin finished on the backside. Uh, quite a few fouls called in the first half. 8 on the Cougars, 7 on the Gremlins. No offsides on either team. See, the Cougars had 8 shots, 7 of them on goal. The Gremlins had 5 shots, just 1 on goal. So pretty even match other than the scoring. The Cougars, of course, have converted on those 2 goals. Cougars had a few more chances also. It looked like that last opportunity by Michael Perigin was going to be converted. Xander Jackson actually playing a great game for the Gremlins, the senior goalkeeper, all-district, all-conference player for the Gremlins. So there was a little bit of wind factor in the first half. We'll see if that wind stays. It's a little bit of a gusting wind, so it seems like it's affecting more times than others. But we did notice that the Gremlins kicks were going all the way over that center line and several times drifting into Rush Stewart in the goal box. All right, the Cougars are setting up. The Gremlins have the ball to take the kick, and the refs have taken back to the field, so we'll go back to the field. And we are just about ready to start the second half. All right, ball is down. Ref is in position. And we are ready to go. That's Pacheco with the ball, plays it to the far side. Heavy on the touch by Pacheco. Perigin there to steal. And Perigin draws the early foul. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Perigin sends it in. Van Leer plays it high into the air. And Perigin commits the foul on Howell. It'll be a free kick for the Gremlins. Van Leer plays it up ahead. Touched in the middle for Pacheco. Over to the corner. Malacara across the box. Goes down. Nelson sweeps it away. Perigin there to win it. Perigin plays it up ahead for Clevenger on the run. Van Leer one-on-one with Clevenger. He's able to poke it away. Clevenger gets back to the ball. Clevenger tries to poke it through, stolen away by number 4, Cash Canardi. Into the attack for the Gremlins. Brandon Schumacher there to steal, clips it away looked like it was off of the Gremlins, and yeah, they're going to change the call. It's going to be a throw-in for the Cougars. It's always tough when at the start of the half to reorient yourself on a challenge like that to who's going which direction. I think that was the issue there for the center official. Perigin comes in on the challenge, knocked away. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins. That's Montoya. Plays it in to Pacheco. Back to Montoya on the far side. Brandon Schumacher there in front. Montoya plays it up to Malacara. Meningus is there to sweep it away. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins over in the corner. Montoya there to take the throw. Nelson rises up and heads it away, all the way to Clevenger in the middle. Clevenger cuts it back, tries to play it through, deflected by number 12, Howell. And out of bounds on the Cougars. It's a throw for the Gremlins. Pacheco there in the middle, touches it forward. Ben Schumacher tries to win it. Pacheco steals it back. Schumacher stays in front and clips it away. Number 5, Bench, wins it into the middle to De Leon. De Leon with some space to carry. Now drops back to Bench. Van Leer lets it run, plays it to the far side. Cash Canardi up to Pacheco. Over to the far side. Thomas there on the ball, plays it across the middle. Hamlin tracks back for it, has pressure coming. Hamlin settles, plays it in the middle, stolen away by Pacheco. Hamlin chases back. Pacheco still on the ball. Plays it across to number 14, Montoya. Montoya's able to keep it in, takes the strike with his left, and easy ball for Rush Stewart to grab out of the air. Stewart back in the middle for Clevenger. Clevenger over the top. Van Leer settles it down and cleared away by the Gremlins. Pacheco, heavy work rate for the Gremlins. Perigin comes in and steals it. Perigin carrying across the frame, being defended by Howell. Played onto the far side. Nobody's there to connect. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins. Canardi waiting for an option, plays it down the line. Perigin sends it high into the air, but out of play first. It will be a throw again for the Gremlins. Montoya takes the throw this time up to Malacara. Malacara carries across. Into the attack. Anrider, good step to win it. Anrider still on the ball on the near side. Is able to keep it in on the touch, but can't control it on the second touch and out of play. De Leon there to take the quick throw. Malacara can't handle the ball. Actually can't. It was clipped away by the Cougars, so it's a throw for the Gremlins. Ball thrown in down the line. Anrider's there first. Anrider shielding. And foul called on the Gremlins. Will be a free kick for the Cougars. Ball played down the line. Clevenger gets a touch into the attack. Clevenger gets called for the handball. And it's a free kick for the Gremlins. Number 20, Diego De Leon back to take the free kick. Driving ball into the middle. Ben Schumacher rises up, heads it forward. Carson Bench into the air. Perigin's there, gets a touch wide. And that's out of play. Throw for the Gremlins. Out of play again, throw in for the Cougars. Perigin up to Clevenger. Clevenger gets to the first challenge. Clevenger into the attack, one-on-one with Cash Canardi. Gremlins do a good job of helping back. Number 12, Logan Howell, wins it to Montoya. Montoya connects up to Malakari on the far side. Menengas in front defending. Malakari carries across, deflected by Nelson. All the way up to Perigin in the middle. Perigin makes a move to get to possession. Has Clevenger looking for the run. Perigin holds it up. Back heel to Thomas. Thomas into the middle for Clevenger. Clevenger holds up, looks to turn. Plays it through for Hamlin. Hamlin can't get to it, cleared away back to Clevenger. Clevenger wide to Thomas on the far side. Cash Canardi defending. Thomas still on the ball, holding up play. Played down the line for Perigin. Howell there in front defending. Howell's able to win it. Perigin steals it back into the attack. Perigin makes a move, still carrying across. One more touch with the left deflected by the Gremlins to Ben Schumacher. And Schumacher goes down, and it's a PK for the Cougars. Ben Schumacher was trying to cut that back. You take a look at the replay here. Schumacher makes a touch and tries to get position, and Pruitt just falls over him. Actually, I'm not sure if that was Pruitt. That may have been actually Bench that fell over him. The clock ran a little bit after that. 32:04 is the official time on the clock. Michael Perigin sets up to take the penalty kick. Xander Jackson, the senior goalkeeper, there on the line. Perigin takes the shot and converts to the right post. And Michael Perigin scores the first three of the game for the Cougars.
Cougars 3, Gremlins 0.
And the Cougars have a 3-0 lead. That's a big goal for the Cougars to take that 3-0 lead. Kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off. This is the state quarterfinal game, so there's no give up in the Gremlins. They're going to be fighting back to get back in this game. Ball played to the far side. That's Montoya, carries across, plays it. Anredder, good step. Hamlin's there, clears it away, up to Clevenger at the top. Van Leer there defending. Clevenger tries to cut it through to Perigin. Perigin back heel. Howell blocks it. Perigin, sends it into the air. Challenge in the center circle. Pacheco clips it to the near side. Number 3, Trelo carrying down the line. Ben Schumacher comes over to defend. Able to find Montoya into the attack. Montoya sweeps it across. Cleared away by Nelson. Bench sends it in. Deflected by the Cougars, and Nelson's down hurt. Nelson's had several issues with that right knee. I'm not sure if that's what happened on that situation. I didn't grab that on the replay as we're attending to Nelson. There's another look at the penalty kick converted by the Cougars. Huge loss, obviously, for the Cougars. Liam Nelson has been playing that center back position the last several games to stabilize that back line. All right, it's going to be a drop ball in a dangerous spot for the Cougars. I'm not sure who the ball is going to go to. It looks like they're going to give it to they're discussing the etiquette here. I think Peregrine saying if he drops it to the Cougars, he'll send it back for the Gremlins to reset. But I'm not sure if that's what not sure who they're saying gets the ball. It looks like it's going to be the Gremlins. All right, so a change to the back line. Lucas Nangle is subbing in. He's going to play right wing. They're going to tuck Nixon Meningus back into that center back position. And then Bennett Thomas is going to switch back to left fullback. Good sportsmanship by the Gremlins to restart play out of the back. Nango gets a quick touch on the ball. Ball played to the far side. Kare comes across. Brandon Schumacher sweeps it into the middle. Ben Schumacher clears it. Xander Jackson out of the box, able to settle it down with his feet. Played over the top. Headed forward to Montoya. Montoya looking for Trelo. Trelo sends it over the goal, and a goal kick for the Cougars. Obviously a huge loss for the Cougars, kind of muting this current lead. Gavin Dole takes the kick to the far side. Nangle there gets a touch with his chest, wins it down into position. Max Van Leer there to challenge. Ball loose in the middle. Peregrine plays it through for Hamlin to chase. That's going to go all the way out the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Gremlins. Xander Jackson back there to take the goal kick. The whole defensive line is pushed up. Jackson into the center circle. Peregrine rises up, heads it forward to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to get a touch over, gets it to Nangle. Nangle sweeps it through. Cleared away by Cash Canardi. Ben Schumacher comes into the middle. Schumacher wins it onto the turn, plays it to Peregrine. Peregrine tries to turn. Good touch by Howell to clear it away. Up to Pacheco. Pacheco cuts it back. Able to stay in possession. Switches to his left, plays it to the far side. Number 7, Cardenas tries to keep it in on the sideline, but can't get there in time. It will be a throw for the Cougars. Anwender takes the throw down the line, headed back into the middle. Pacheco on the dribble. Brandon Schumacher in front defending. Played to the near side for De Leon. Montoya tries to clip it away. Schumacher's there to deflect. Hamlin to the ball. Bench gets it back in the middle for Pacheco. Switch to the field. Good settle by Cardenas. Into the attack. Finds Malakare, but Dole is there to sweep it away, and it'll be a throw for the Gremlins on the far side. Ball back into play. Nangle gets clipped. No foul. Advantage called, actually. So it was Nangle that caused the foul. Brandon Schumacher sweeps it away. Drop back to Van Leer on the back line. Switch to the field to the near side. Trelo's able to keep it in, carrying across. Cuts it into Montoya. Montoya gets through the challenge, finds Pacheco. Pacheco switches the field again to Cardenas. Anwender steps up, deflects it away. Cardenas still carrying across the middle. Switching the field back to Trelo. Good 1-2 action by the Gremlins. Bennett Thomas up to the challenge. and clears it away on the sideline. Throw in for the Gremlins. Montoya there to take the throw. Big throw into the box. Perigin heads it to the top. Clevenger will chase. De Leon's there first. He's able to turn. Hamlin comes in and deflects. De Leon still on the challenge. He's able to keep possession of the ball. De Leon back to the near side. Deflected away by the Cougars, and Thomas sends it into the air. Howell gets a touch. Nangle comes in. Clears it to the far side as Cash Canardi plays it back in. Cardenas on the ball, being defended by Anredder. Into the attack for Pacheco. Pacheco cuts it back. Pacheco gets the shot, and Stewart makes the save. Stewart gets the right hand on it to clear it over the goal. A big save by Rush Stewart in a key moment, and that will result in a corner kick for the Gremlins. Gremlins again have someone short. 2 players in the corner. Perigin there to defend. Montoya plays it in. Loose ball, deflected. Fight for position, and Hamlin sweeps it away. Back to the Gremlins, goes over top of everyone. Lucas Nangle there on the backside. Nangle plays it back into the middle. Malakara there to steal. Deflected by Nangle. And out of play, throw in for the Cougars in the defensive third. Cougars leading 3-0, under 25 minutes to play in the game. Clevenger wins the ball. Carries all the way to the sideline, plays it back into the middle. Cash Canardi there to steal. Cardenas gets through the challenge, gets it to Malakara. Malakara out on the attack, heavy on the touch, and Meningas steps in and is able to sweep it away. Nixon Meningas, the freshman defender for the Cougars. Ball back into play, and Michael Perigin plays it over the top and out of play on the sideline. It'll be a throw back in the middle third for the Gremlins. Ball in the middle, De Leon has space. Played through for Malakare. Backside, Thomas and Trelo challenge. Trelo's able to settle it. Played across, Anredder heads it away. Ben Schumacher gets there, puts it into the air. Gets it to Hamlin. Hamlin chases as Trelo gets there on the sideline. And it's out of play, throw in for the Gremlins. Ball back in the middle for Logan Howell. Perigin gets back to it, makes a nice turn. Over the top just to clear. Van Leer there to settle. Played down the line. Thomas rises up, gets it off of his shoulder, and out of play. It'll be another throw for the Gremlins. Diego De Leon takes the throw in. Ben Schumacher heads it away. Hamlin chases with De Leon. De Leon bicycle kick over the top. Back to Montoya. Montoya across the middle to Pacheco. De Leon gets back to the ball. Sends it into the top. Good touch by Montoya. Gets it to Pacheco. Pacheco carrying across, looking for an option. Cuts it back. Well defended by the Cougars. Drop back to De Leon. De Leon looking to switch. Anredder steps, deflects it away. All the way into the sideline. Anredder chases and lets it go out of play. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins. Ball back to Cash Canardi. Switch to the field. Hamlin steps up, plays it down. De Leon gets a touch but can't control. Clevenger's there, tries to back heel to Hamlin. Hamlin is leaked out and stolen away by Bedge. To the near side as Trelo tries to keep it in. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Bennett Thomas there to take the throw. Thomas takes the throw down the line. De Leon clears it away. It'll be another throw for the Cougars. Michael Perigin takes the throw. De Leon puts it high into the air. Pachenko gets a touch. Brandon Schumacher there plays it over the top. Van Leer settles heavy on the touch, though. Nangle comes on. Howell's able to win it back. Plays it all the way back to Jackson in the box. Switch of the field to the far side. Cardenas dribbles down. Finds Malakare. Anwar comes in for the challenge. Malakare is able to get through. Perigin comes back to help. Clears it away. Pacheco in the middle of the field. Back to the ball. Over to De Leon on the near side. De Leon on the ground to Montoya. Good pass over to the near side for Trelo. Trelo sends it across the backside. And that's a goal for the Gremlins. Actually, confusion. All right, the ref ran in. I wasn't sure what the problem was, but the Gremlins did put that in the back of the net. It is 3-1.
Giovanni Cardenas on the goal.
All right, it's a game again. 3-1 the score. 20 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. Ruben Brake subbing in the game as Kason Hamlin subs out. The Cougars have been playing very defensively this half and have finally given up a goal. Perigin on the ball, gets it to Clevenger. Clevenger carrying. Across the middle, deflected by Pacheco. Over to Bennett Thomas. Nangle comes in, wins the ball. Nangle tries to connect. Howell's there to steal. Nangle back to the ball. Finds Clevenger in the middle. Clevenger over the top for Perigin. And Perigin's ruled offside. And it'll be a free kick for the Gremlins. It's the first offside call on either team. Under 20 minutes to play, 3-1 the score. Jackson takes the free kick up ahead. Nangle there heads it down to Clevenger. Good step by Howell. Challenge for the ball. Cardenas gets a touch. Clevenger plays it in back to Cardenas. Across the middle. Perigin steals. Perigin 1-on-3. Perigin carrying, looking for space. Still on the ball. Howell's able to come in and sweep it away, and Cash Canardi plays it to the sideline. Heavy touch, heavy challenge by Cardenas on Nangle, and it's out of play. It's a throw for the Cougars. Perigin up ahead to Clevenger. Clevenger gets it with his chest, heads it forward. Clevenger gets to the ball at the top of the box, takes the shot deflection, and saved by Jackson. Back to the middle of the field. Cardenas carrying down the far side. Lucas Nangle there in front to defend. Advantage called as the ball's played on the switch. Brandon Schumacher there plays it out to the sideline, and it's a throw for the Gremlins. Back to De Leon. De Leon sends it high into the air. Stewart's there, gets a touch, can't control it. Ball's loose. Stewart's out of the box, or off his line, I should say. And the Cougars are able to get it out. Trelo touches it out of play. It's a throw for the Cougars on the sideline. Brandon Schumacher there to take the throw, plays it down the line. Gets it to Perigin. And that's out of play off of the header by Perigin. De Leon there to take the throw back in. Perigin steals. Carrying down the line, gets a touch ahead. Perigin out on the run. Being defended by Howell. Perigin gets a touch forward. Van Leer's there, and he'll let it roll all the way out the end line. It's a goal kick. Goal kick for the Gremlins. There's some disgruntled fans that think that the Gremlins made the last touch, but it is a goal kick. Jackson takes the goal kick back to the middle of the field, goes over the first line. Over to Montoya. Ben Schumacher in front defending. Montoya cuts it back to De Leon on the back line. De Leon into the middle. Schumacher comes on the challenge. Break, sweeps it over to Perigin. Perigin being defended by Howell and Malacara. And Malacara sends it all the way into the box for Stewart to sweep up. Under 17 to play. Cougars leading 3-1. Gremlins last one to score. Not much of an attack this half from the Cougars, but they did get that one penalty kick, which is the huge third goal. Clevenger into the attack, cuts it back. Van Leer there to sweep it away, falls to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher across to Bennett Thomas. Thomas tries to poke it in, deflected by Cardenas. Thomas able to win it back. Gets challenged. Heavy traffic there as Perigin goes down. And he's going to stop the clock. 16:03. And card is given on number 12, Logan Howell. I'm not sure about that. It seemed like the ref wasn't going to give a card, and then the fans yelled for it, and he got one. You hate to see it given in that fashion, but maybe he was waiting to make sure everyone was okay first. All right, restart of the clock. Clevenger there takes the free kick. Good ball, but off the mark. And it's a goal kick for the Gremlins. Ball to the middle of the field. Touched by Pacheco. Ben Schumacher there gets it to Anredder. Anredder back into the middle. Perigin's there to challenge with number 2, Domlo. Cleared away by Canardi. Up to his brother Colt Canardi. Trelo and break drop back to Brandon Schumacher. Schumacher sends it into the middle. Pacheco's there to win it. Bennett Thomas shielding. Chips it to Ben Schumacher on the ground to break. Break sweeps it through to Clevenger. Clevenger trying to connect on Van Leer. Van Leer wins it, plays it all the way back to the keeper, Jackson. Jackson sweeps it away to the far side. Touchdown by Cardenas. Played ahead. Ball switched to the near side. Trelo there to get to it. Brandon Schumacher comes over to defend. Trelo cuts it back. Brandon Schumacher gets the touch, but out the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Gremlins.
Sir, could you have him sit down? Could you sit down for me for this? Thank you.
All right, corner kick for the Gremlins. Ball on the ground. Bill's there to sweep it away. De Leon back to the ball, sends it in. Ben Schumacher there. Bennett Thomas, good sweep. Clevenger up ahead to Perigin. And number 4, Cash Canardi, there to clear it away for the Gremlins.
All right, you're good now. He's good now.
Perigin Up ahead to Clevenger, into the box. Clevenger heads it into the air, settles it with his chest, plays it back across the middle, bouncing ball. Perigin gets a touch, takes the shot, and off the frame. Goal kick for the Gremlins. Just over 13 minutes left to play. Cougars leading 3-1. Xander Jackson back to take the kick. Back spinning ball to the center. Perigin heads it into the air. Pacheco heads it forward. Ben Schumacher heads it down to Perigin. Perigin juggling, looking to turn. Plays it over the top for Brake. Ball stays in as Brake chases to the corner. Brake makes a touchdown. Plays it across with his left. Good ball. Backside for Nangle. And Jackson steps up and makes the save. Played out to the far side for Cardenas. Played into the middle for Pacheco as he gets the one touch to Cardenas on the run. Bennett Thomas chasing back. Cardenas long carry. Meninga steps in and clears it all the way up to Perigin. Perigin sends it over the top for Clevenger. He's onside. Clevenger out on the run. He gets a touch ahead into the box. Clevenger and right to Jackson. Good positioning by Xander Jackson to get the save as Clevenger one-on-one with the keeper can't convert. Gremlins are still alive after that save by Xander Jackson. And Schumacher plays it in. Perigin chips it away. It'll be a throw for the Gremlins on the near side. Down the line, Perigin switches the field. All the way out of bounds. On the far side will be a throw for the Gremlins. Foul called. Let's see, what's called there? Illegal throw? All right, throw in for the Cougars. Perigin there to take the throw. 11 minutes to play. Anredder plays it in. Defended by the Gremlins. Sent all the way up to the top. Malakara is there but can't keep it in. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Cougars can take this opportunity with these throw-ins to run a little clock. Anredder there to take the throw. Plays it down the line for Perigin. Perigin's able to get the turn. Perigin out on the run and actually can't keep it in. It's a throw in for the Gremlins. Ball into Jackson. Jackson plays it high into the air. And that's out of play. 10 minutes to play. Throw in for the Cougars. Michael Perigin takes the throw. Van Leer heads it to Pacheco, who plays it to the near side. That's Trelo being defended by Brake. Trelo touches back to De Leon on the back line. De Leon gets a touch ahead. Brake still defending. De Leon steps over the ball, and it's a throw in for the Cougars. Brake takes the quick throw up ahead to Perigin. De Leon defending. Van Leer defending. And Van Leer is able to touch it out of play. It will be a throw for the Cougars in the attacking third. Michael Perigin there to take the throw. Into Clevenger. Chests it, then heads it back to Perigin. Perigin cuts it across. Still on the ball. Chipped away by De Leon. Up to Trelo on the near side. And out of play. It's a throw for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher there takes the throw down the line to Brake. Brake, good settle. Tries to turn. Deflected by Howell. And out of play. Another throw in for the Cougars. Clevenger, good throw up to Perigin. Gets past De Leon. Perigin makes a touch back, and Van Leer's there to defend it. Van Leer tries to send it back into the middle. Perigin's there to deflect. Goal kick for the Gremlins. Jackson back into the middle of the field. Thomas rises up, goes over the first line. Malakari and Ben Schumacher there to defend. Malakari gets through the challenge. Schumacher tracks back. Played across the middle. Trelo gets a touch but breaks there. And out of play, throw in for the Gremlins. Mason Trelo takes the throw. Diego De Leon sent in, high into the air. Gavin Dole there heads it into the air. Bennett Thomas trying to clear. Dole with his left, still in trouble as Montoya sends it back in. Clevenger heads it away up to Perigin. Perigin into the air. Van Leer is able to win the challenge. Clevenger comes in on the tackle. Pacheco gets the touch up ahead. Ball's loose in the middle. Ben Schumacher comes in, clears it away. Over the top of Howell. Perigin's there. Perigin sends the ball all the way through. And Jackson's there in the box to grab it. Jackson top spinning ball back into the center circle. You can see the legs are starting to get tired for both teams. Clevenger and Thomas there. Thomas wins it on the ground. Played through. Howell's there to deflect. Over to the far side for Malakara. Into Cardenas. Back to Montoya. Pachenko on the ball. Sends it into the box. Stewart's there to step up and gets it on the hop. The Cougars can reset. Rush Stewart punts it away. Top spinning ball. Perigin there gets the first touch, but Van Leer reads the bounce and wins it down to Howell. Over to the far side for Cardenas. He has room to carry. Finds Malakare on the far side. Malakare steps over the ball. Is able to get back to it. Meningus defending. Plays it through with his left, deflected by the Cougars. And it's a corner kick for the Gremlins.
Gremlins goal.
Montoya sends the ball, and Anritter rises up. Ball's loose. And out of play. Bicycle kick attempt by Malakara. Goes over the top of the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. Hudson Clevenger takes the driving ball over the top of everyone. Perigin's going to chase. Van Leer gets a touch back to Jackson at the top. Jackson's able to sweep it away high into the air. Clevenger there heads it into the air for Thomas. Thomas challenging for the ball, and foul called on Pacheco as Thomas got pushed in the air. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Fifth foul of the half on the Gremlins. Under 5 to play. Hudson Clevenger takes the ball up ahead. Headed away by Van Leer. All the way up to Pacheco. Pacheco chips it over the top. Thomas comes in. Gets it to Clevenger. Clevenger finds Bennett. Thomas in the middle. Thomas tries to get it through to Perigin. Step by Howell deflects. Ball's loose as Clevenger wins it. Clevenger goes in and makes the tackle, and Clevenger's going to get a card for that. That's just a sloppy play by Hudson Clevenger. And now each team is on a yellow card. It'll be a free kick. Let's see, 4:27 on the official clock. Let's get down to that. Wait for the whistle for the restart. Xander Jackson there to take the kick when we're ready. Whistle restart. Jackson plays it in. Top spinning ball. Montoya first to touch. Plays it wide to Trelo. Trelo's able to settle it. Plays it across the middle. Thomas sweeps it away with his heel. Falls to Howell. Agranado is subbed in the game. Didn't see him come in, but he's playing up top for the Cougars. And Erner comes back to defend. Good hands by Rush Stewart to come across and to grab that out of the air. Oh, okay, so Agranado subbed in on the yellow card by Clevenger. That makes sense. Stewart punts away, top spinning ball, bounces first. Howell heads it, but in the wrong direction and out of play. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. 3:38 to play. Under 5 sub by the Cougars will be a stoppage of the clock. So with less than 5 minutes left, when there's the team that's leading subs, they stop the clock for that substitution. All right, so back to the action. Michael Perigin takes the throw down the line. De Leon sweeps it away, but out of bounds, and it's a throw for the Cougars. Perigin into break. Break heads it down. Pacheco there to turn. Perigin gets a touch. Pacheco still on the ball. Gets it to Clevenger. Howell defending. Clevenger sweeps it back and rolls into the goal for Jackson to pick up. Jackson quick throw out to the far side. Clevenger wins it back. Clevenger again sends it in, and Jackson tries to keep it in and does. Jackson's going to be able to play ball in hand. Under 3 to play. Top spinning ball back to the center. Pacheco first to touch, can't control. Thomas heads it forward to Perigin. Perigin back heel. Howell chips it away over to De Leon. De Leon plays it forward. Montoya wide to Trejo. Brandon Schumacher defending. Trejo gets a touch pie. Into the attack. Into the box, and Anwetter's there to sweep it away to kill the threat. Back into the attack. Brandon Schumacher with his left plays it down the line. Break keeps it in, plays it ahead. Nobody's there. Jackson's going to come out of the box to grab it or to play it with his feet. Clevenger gets a touch. Howell back in. Bennett Thomas there to steal. Leaves it for Clevenger. Clevenger tries to play Perigin. One by Canardi over to Pacheco. Over to the far side. Malakari on the ball. Over to Pacheco. Malakari in the box takes the shot. And just wide of the goal. That was a threat by the Gremlins. It's a corner kick now for the Gremlins with just 1:30 to play. Ball sent to the backside. Mangle deflects. And another corner kick for the Gremlins. Gremlins trying to hurry. Side spinning ball in. Headed down. Dole tries to head it away. And what is going on? Goal for the Gremlins. 1 minute remaining. It's a 3-2 ball game. That is a huge goal by the Gremlins. That's the second time the refs ran in with a whistle, making it seem like it wasn't a goal, but he was trying to keep any extracurricular from happening, but I'd like him to signal that it's a goal before he does that. Here's the play. See, they run in here to get the ball, and that's the common procedure. The Carl Junction did that after they scored late in their district championship game and actually ended up with some red cards out of the issue. All right, Perigin sends it all the way into Jackson. He's able to get to it. 50 seconds to play. Jackson punts it back to the middle of the field. Ben Schumacher there plays it down the line to De Leon. Montoya plays it wide for Trejo. Clevenger sweeps it away out of play. And it's a throw in for the Gremlins, 30 seconds to play. Gremlins chasing a goal to tie this game. Trail takes the throw in. Pacheco gets the touch. Clevenger on the challenge. Clevenger's able to sweep it away. That's a huge play by Hudson Clevenger. Clevenger chases to the sideline, plays it down the line. Jackson's going to have to chase back for it. 10 seconds to play. Jackson punts it in, and that's not going anywhere. Perigin gets a touch in the circle. And that will do it. That's the final. Cougars advance to the Final Four.
We'd like to congratulate both teams on a great game. Congratulations.
3-2 final.
Academy on advancing to Wednesday's semifinal match at Lindenwood University in St. Charles. Congratulations both teams on a great season.
The Gremlins definitely controlled the game in that second half. Cougars played to run the clock out after Liam Nelson went down with the injury. Gremlins looked like the better team the last 30 minutes, but couldn't find that third goal. The Cougars hold on to advance to the Final Four. We'll stay here while the Cougars can thank the fans. Great turnout today from the Cougar faithful. Good to see Liam Nelson in the background on his feet walking. Hopefully, this change in the format has made it so the Cougars are playing again Wednesday. That's a little disadvantage for Nelson's recovery time, but hopefully Liam Nelson is able to recover whatever injury he had and be back on the field for the Wednesday semifinal game. Congratulations to the Sacred Heart Gremlins on a great season. Hard-fought battle. Almost had enough to come back to tie that game. Scored a goal late with just 1 minute left to make it 3-2. And the Cougars are headed to the Final Four. We will close out with a second half recap. Thank you all for tuning in.